Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. We're going to be talking about martial arts, and this will be part two. And I want to talk tonight about where we left off on the last video, which will be about champions and the styles and what they came from. Now, my very first black belt came in Taekwondo. It was a very strong into kicking style. I love the beauty and the style of the kicks. But back then, I had a huge, major influence. And his name, not too many people know about this guy, but his name was Grandmaster He Il Cho. When I met him, he was an adult. He was a taekwondoist who combined boxing hands into his style, which wasn't really popular with taekwondo people way back then. And Grandmaster Cho, I mean, he was fantastic. He had huge power in his kicks. He was known for ripping Everlast pegs in half with his jump turning bad kick. You might want to check out a book of his called The Man of Contrast, Volume 1. That was Grandmaster He Cho. And he was a hugely strong influence to me when it came to the way I studied Taekwondo. In fact, as I said, my very first black belt came in Taekwondo. Second black belt came in another Korean style called Tung Sudo. And we'll get to the rank certificates and all that in future videos. Grandmaster Cho's view on Taekwondo and it wasn't really looked at very kindly by the other Taekwondo federations. And as you can see, that Taekwondo today, I'm not too crazy with a lot of it. I've worked with a lot of Taekwondo instructors, and it seems that there's a lot of sport Taekwondo being being done, you know. But Taekwondo for self-defense, for today's self-defense purposes, that is really necessary. You know, there's some great kicks in Taekwondo that can be used for today's self-defense purposes. And to incorporate some really good hand techniques, boxing techniques. I'm getting a little bit of a shadow there. I get a lot of shadow there. To incorporate boxing hands, that would be a fantastic thing. But we're getting a little off the track here. Let's get back to the point. Later on down the road, I started studying Chinese martial arts because I needed to learn more about hands. And Chinese boxing seemed to be the thing, seemed to be the way to do it. From there, I moved back into the Japanese world because the Japanese world of martial arts had great, strong hands, blocking, and that was extremely important. But not happy with any one style in particular, I needed to combine. And I had future reasons in my head knowing that I was going to be needing more upper body than lower body techniques. But while I had the kicks and good combinations with punches, decided to start going into the tournament circuit where I met some really great competitors. And I got to tell you that the guys, I mean, these did not come by chance. I mean, you have to fight hard and work hard. Unfortunately, in today's martial art tournaments, get a participation trophy for walking through the door. Well, you know, the kids do, of course. I'm just exaggerating that a little bit. I worked immensely hard for these awards. Why are these awards so important to me? I think it was Roy Jones Jr. Yes, Roy Jones Jr., who said he was in love with trophies from the very first one he got. And I'm the same way. Certain schools I went to, they looked at me as like, you know, hey, dude, you're not ever going to do basketball. You're never going to do football. You're never going to do baseball. No, I had my own sport that I was into. I liked martial arts and boxing. I probably could have got into wrestling maybe back in high school, but it wasn't on the program and it wasn't on the agenda at the time. Now my trophy case is pretty much bigger than all the schools I went to together. And again, I'm only showing part of it. Uh, there's some more over here behind the door. I'm sure you guys aren't interested in seeing that. Da, 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 da. Okay, so there's these ones from behind the door. There's a Grand Champion trophy right there. Nationals trophy right there, California State trophy right there. Soon we're going to get to another room which even has some more interesting awards. But yes, awards were extremely important to me. Um, these are memories and reminders of every single thing that I went through. Uh, and it's not just showing up at these tournaments. I mean, I was going from California to Arizona to uh, I went as far as Galveston, Texas for a tournament and rode there on my motorcycle, of all things. Absolutely exhausted when I got there. Got myself into the wrong division. Ladies and gentlemen, you do not want to ask for a heavyweight in Texas when you are not a heavyweight. That plan did not work out so good. But I did go up against a lot of heavyweight competition, and again, just amazed at what I was capable of doing. And I hope I'm reaching out to people who know that you can do it too. If you have the mindset to do something good with your life and change your life, this is 15 years of not wait. Oh, more than 15 years, but 15 years of not wasting my life, of doing something with my life, making a name and a goal. And now years later, I can put this on YouTube and hopefully the world can see it and say, hey, who was this guy? Well, that's part of the autobiography. Something I had never planned on doing, but people said you had a very interesting life. Other people are going to want to know about these kind of things. So I'm bringing you all the things that are important to me that will be in this autobiography. And martial arts is obviously a big part of it. Many of you recognize these trophies from different tournaments. The Don Wilson's tournament over here, Don the Dragon Wilson's tournament, the Long Beach Internationals, that tournament in Arizona, I can't remember the name. Let's get closer and find out. It was the 1999 International Competition Expo Martial Art Championships in Phoenix, Arizona. That was also done on motorcycle back. I loved the people who I met. Very professional people. Very straight-minded people. Same kind of people that I meet on movie sets. And that, of course, we're going to talk about in the acting chapters of this autobiography. Ironically, I guess we can talk a little bit about it now. Of all the TV shows and movies I've ever worked in, only 2 of them have I been a martial artist in. And yet part of me doing this, as I mentioned earlier, there was another reason for it, is I always wanted to be a martial art actor. But by the time I became an actor, the reality of all the martial art tournaments set in. You fight differently than you do on TV. We'll get to that. Way big difference between martial art acting and real fighting. You definitely don't want to be punching your fellow actors in the head. You've got to learn to control. That's the first thing. Anyway, I thank you for your time. I'm going to be back with chapter 3 very shortly. If you like, you can subscribe if you want. I promise you won't be bombarded by massive amount of videos. But for me, a certain issue is coming up. Time is running short, and you will be getting a few more videos this month, hopefully. And peace out, everybody. Can't wait to talk to you.